We begin tonight with the arrest of a pardoned January 6th rioter now accused of threatening to kill House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Christopher Moynihan, who entered the Senate floor during the insurrection, was one of more than 1,500 people granted clemency by President Trump. Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins me now. So what do we know about the threat exactly that Moynihan made, and how was he caught, Scott?
We know the investigation began with the FBI and then concluded with the state police of New York making this arrest of Christopher Moynihan Sunday. They say they got their hands on text messages he'd been sending in which they allege he threatened to kill Hakeem Jeffries, to eliminate him. And those text messages indicated that Moynihan knew where Jeffries was going to be Monday at the Economic Club of New York, where Jeffries spoke. And Moynihan's pleaded not guilty. He's back in court Thursday in Dutchess County, New York. But it's not so much the allegations in this case that are raising so much alarm in this city, John. It's who is accused. Christopher Moynihan has a history. You're looking at it in the images that precede us here. His time inside the Senate chamber on January 6th made him a face of the Capitol insurrection.
Yeah, tell us about that. What do we know about his time as a part of those who attacked the Capitol on January 6th?
He was found guilty in 2022, sentenced to about a year and a half in prison. He had been released from prison before his pardon, along with 1,500 other riot defendants on January 20, 2025. He was accused of rifling through senators' desks and was part of the very small group of rioters, John, who seized control of the Senate dais during the insurrection. He now stands accused of terroristic threats, and there are questions about whether these pardons have sufficiently deterred or inspired future cases.
Well, that leads me to my next question, which is how many other of those who were pardoned have been caught doing something or other since the pardon?
According to our review at CBS News, about a half dozen. Some arrested for breaking and entering or theft, one arrested for child abuse. These cases came after the pardons were issued. Moynihan's one of a kind, though, the first person we found who's been accused of threatening members of Congress after a January 6th pardon.